Welcome to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles that takes place in the 19th century, and that's why we're playing it.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation.
Yeah, that's correct. That's very advanced building work there.
Land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Fancy.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just
That's
the beginning of an extraordinary story.
That's quite incriminating. Bienvenue à le Carnaval, The Adventure of the Great Departure, Episode 1. November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Defendants Antechamber 5. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? Why is fate orange there? Hello? What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer! Why is that orange too? I mean, that makes more sense than fate, but still, sorry. Yeah, sorry makes murder a lot better, doesn't it? My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I assume that's the chap that held the gun up. I am a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough! He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge gives his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I've never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. Ha, 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 ha! There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Ah! Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. For some reason, I just had the gun in my hand. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean, I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend. Also in his second year at Yume University. I assume that's indicated by this 2 here, second year. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. Oh, and we have a star here too to prove that point. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still... I'm not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Oh, here in Japan anyway. Actually, I don't know much about that. How did Japanese trials look like before the... well, before the black ships arrived? I should look into that at some point. Though I assume it was far more in the style of... well, you wouldn't really have a lawyer, even in the medieval Europe, but if we hold to some sort of analogy, it would go to, like, the... I mean, you'd have to represent yourself, I think, before the courts, and whoever was in charge of that level of the court would decide your fate, so there wasn't really somebody there to represent you and explain the law to you. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'll have to look into this, but we'll see. Let's just go with the flow of the game anyway. Meanwhile, I am loving the far older feel of the background and everything. My qualifications don't mean much. Yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma, truly. 3 days ago. 3 days ago. 3 days... oh. Yes, that's when it all started. Started. Congratulations, Kazuma! It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you, and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. No, that's just a headband. I want to bring about change in our legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'll have a wild time tearing up the street of Her Majesty's cities of London together. Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I better get going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea, after all, Good idea, after all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western-style restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. Fade, 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 fade. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Hello to you too. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi! You should go immediately to the judge's chamber. To His Excellency's chamber? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. Yes, I think the title of professor might have been the clue there. I see. I'll go at once, then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. Goodbye. This is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, if I understand. As such, I feel you should know... Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that the permission will be revoked and never granted again. Okay. The first part, I sort of get. The second part is unnecessarily harsh. What? Ah, as I suspected. You were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it, I swear, I'm not a murderer! I'm sure that's true, nevertheless. I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so don't kill anyone. As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what will these questions be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusation brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over, and what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. You know, I think the hats on the Like, the uniforms and hats indicate quite late 19th century because of the kepi style of things. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial.